Hello, folks. So, if you don't know about it already, freesvg.org. Now you do. This is an amazing place to get SVGs from. They are free with a CC0 public domain license, which means they are free to use any way that you want to use them. They are basically no copyright, but CC0 is a copyright that it means yours. Download it. Use it, sell it, do whatever you want to do with it. So when you come to freesvg.org, you'll come down, scroll down, and you'll see some examples. Some of these look easy to digitize. Some of these not so much. This one, not so much. This one, probably not so much. But there are some in here that look pretty easy. The elephant looks like it might be pretty easy. Teddy bear looks like it might be pretty easy. So you can go through here, and there's a nice little search. You can search for certain things, whatever you might want. Just for example, cat. And when you do a search and when you're on the site, just keep in mind that they do advertise for Shutterstock. Shutterstock are not free. So scroll on down until you get to the SVGs that are free. So here's your free SVGs for cat. Yeah, it's great. It's fabulous. It's awesome. Now, most of these SVGs are made in Adobe Illustrator. Just keep that in mind that we're using Inkscape for digitizing. Most of these were made in Adobe Illustrator. Almost very close, super close to 100% compatible. Shouldn't have any problem. I've only run into over the years, I think I've run into two that weren't really compatible. Most of them, even if they're not 100% compatible, you can work with it. So it's just something to think about. If you scroll down just a little bit, you can see the categories: abstract, animal, art, background, etc. I'm gonna click on cartoon. Let's see what we end up with. Cute little froggy. Scroll on down. And again, you'll have to look. This particular video, I think I'm going to do a part one here and do a really simple one that I think is going to be simple. Like this Santa Claus looks like it's going to be super simple. Let's go with that one. And keep in mind, I don't really see one here. Okay, right here. Perfect example. The smiley face vector image. Ooh, I actually want that one too. I'm going to get that one too, but I'm going to digitize that simple Santa. Now this vector, this smiley face, there's a lot of shadow in this. That's not going to stitch. It'd be really hard to turn that into a stitch file as it is. Now you could do it without the shadow and it'd come out just fine, which is probably what I'm going to do. But I might do that one. Okay, click on that one and download SVG. I'm going to open that folder up, and right there it is, Smiley SVG. Now you can right click on this and you can open this in Inkscape. And that's simple to get it to Inkscape, obviously. Or you can open Inkscape separately so that you have your template, whatever size you need it to be on your template. I have this always to start up in 4x4. And if I need to, I can open up, I can do from template. I have my own templates installed here for pockets, hats, etc. That looked like a pretty square. So a pretty good square. So, it'd be a pocket or a hat maybe. So I'm just going to bring that in as is on this. I'm going to click import and should be in downloads. And right there it is. Open. You get these options to make it editable. Yeah, you want it to be editable for sure. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that. That's actually a pretty good size. I'm gonna stretch it. I'm going to, yep, we're already locked. So we're not gonna change the ratio. And there we have our smiley face. Outstanding. So no Santa Claus for you. I'm gonna do this smiley face. This one's actually not gonna be quite as straightforward as Santa, but it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be pretty easy. We're just not gonna be able to include the shadows. So you don't know how this was digitized. So the first thing we're gonna do is go layers and objects, and you can get there by object, layers and objects, or layer and objects, and that'll bring this up. So let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. There's not a ton of things. You can open up some of these, and there's 100 different layers and paths. It's crazy sometimes. So let's see what we have here. And what I like to do is I like to click each one to see, and then hide it to see exactly what it is. And that looks like it is a what do you call that? Okay, it is. So it's a radial gradient. So the shadow is actually a gradient, and Inkscape or Inkstitch does do some gradient, but I am not proficient enough with Inkstitch gradient to make it gradient in the center like that. I don't know if it will, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to find out. So I'm going to go with extensions, Inkstitch, tools, fill, and convert to gradient block. Let's see what it does. Nope, please select one object. And I already did have that selected. So it is not going to work on that center gradient. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click out of the gradient and hit flat color. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to undo. I'm going to get, let's see, I need one of these colors. And this RGBA right here. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to Control C for copy. I'm going to go to fill, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to double click that and hit fill. So now we have a flat color. And I made it. Let's do that again because I'm hiding what I just did. Let's do that again and quit hiding what I just did. Okay, so I'm going to undo all that. Now that I'm not hiding it, go back to layers, select that bottom layer, go back to fill. I'm going to double click. I may not have been hiding it. I'm going to double click right there, and I'm going to Control C. I'm going to select flat color, and then double click that again, which it's already there. So, okay. So now you know what I did. I'm not hiding it now. Let's see if I was hiding it. Yep, I was hiding it. Okay. So I'm not hiding that now. I'm going to make me a little smaller. Okay. Actually, just, I don't need to be on there. You know what I look like. All right. So I'm going to, that's perfect. And we're going to have to do this again because I'm going to right click. I'm going to right click in that fill right there. And by right clicking in that fill should give me which one it is, which is that one. And it should be the same case. It should be its own gradient. Oh, there's an, what is that? Huh. Huh. Interesting. So I'm actually going to delete that and then re-show that. Okay. And that should, again, that should be a gradient. It is not. Okay. And then this one is not a gradient. And we might be done with gradients. I'm control clicking, by the way, just in case you don't know. Okay. So now we have to figure out, let's get rid of the fills. There's a fill. There's, what? Okay, that's a shadow. So we'll get rid of that. That's a eye line. That's an eye line. That is That is both the fill and the outline. So we need to separate those two. Keep that in mind. Which means if we go here, select that. If we go here, it's got a fill and it is a gradient, and we also have a stroke. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. It's the same color as this. So I'm going to select that and make it the same color as that. That's not bad. Back to that. And I'm going to hide that. Okay. What is that? What? Oh, I guess I'm doing it again. Okay, I am. So all of these that have an outline, we need to change that. We need to turn the outline off. What is that? I don't know what that is. Why is that there? I cannot delete it. I don't know what that is. Oh, oh, ow. That is a shadow, which means this. Okay. Well, I did not expect that. I don't know how to get rid of that. I do not. Okay, I'll be figuring that out shortly. Alrighty. I don't know how to get rid of that. We'll figure that out. That is a little extension of line, so we're going to get rid of that. And same thing with that. Okay, we're going to continue where I left off. I have no idea how to get rid of that. That is interesting. That should be just a smiley line along with the other line. We're going to turn all these lines into satin stitches, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. What is that? Some more shadow, so I'm going to delete that one. And an extra line and an extra shadow line. So we've made it pretty simple. I gotta get rid of that shadow line there on that one. Black color. And that should have worked. That worked. That was it. I don't know why it didn't work a minute ago. So now we have nothing but flat colors. And I think I want to get rid of that. Let's see about getting rid of that. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that right there. Okay. It's kind of unnecessary, wasn't it? And then, check this out. Just to make sure that everything's flat and we don't have any serious overlappings of unnecessary colors, I'm going to go path and flatten. Now, nothing changed because it only sets what you can see to be what it is. So that's why nothing changed, and that's a good thing that nothing changed. However, everything is right on the edge of being big enough now. So what I need to do here is I need to figure out what is an outline only. Like, okay, so that one has outline. That one's a fill and an outline. I need to get rid of that. So this one is also, this one is a line. I need that one. I need that one. That one. Nope. And nope. And that one. I need that one. And that one. So that should be it. So the ones that I head, I'm going to Control Shift and select, and then I'm going to put them in their own group. So this is the outline group, or satin group is what can I rename that? I should be able to rename that. No rename for you. Okay, I can handle that. That's fine. And this is the fill group. So I'm going to take these and put them in their own groups. And I have a fill group and an outline group, but the fill group has outline, which we need to get rid of. So we have selected all of that, and we need to go to stroke and unselect. Now, the ones that we just highlighted here, we need to highlight these and duplicate, and then move these to that group. And they're still highlighted. Now we need to do no fill, stroke. That's fine. We'll fix that. Let's see. I need to show those. Okay, good deal. And then that one. So that one runs around. We need to fix that, and that's easy. I'll show you how to do that. Here's what we're going to do. First of all, we need to make it a different color so we can keep it separate, keep it separated. A little darker, a little brighter. Okay, let's go with that one. That's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. We're going to select the node tool, and I'm going to I need to hide the rest of that, maybe. I'm going to try to select right there. Okay. So we have that. Okay. And then we're going to cut it. So now you can see that we have cut it. Slide that back down and slide that up. We're going to cut it on this side. Double click. Cut it. And it didn't cut. Try again. We're going to cut. Nope, I did the wrong one. That's why. You should be doing the one that is break path at selected node. And now it's broken at selected node. Straighten that up. Now the rest of this one. Delete that node, delete that node, delete that node. Okay, gone. And set it back to black. Oops. Shift black. Give it a width. Stroke width. I want to go at least 1 mil. Okay, the other ones are about 1 mil. So in that case, I want to set them all to about 1.2, just to have a little extra, a little leeway. So that's how you separate those. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And again, we're going to make that a different color so we can see it a little easier. Zoom way in, double click to make a node. Break at selected node. Run that back up. Do it again over here. Double click to make a node. Break at selected node. Run that up to there. Move that down. Delete that node. Delete that node. Delete that node. That node and that node and gone. Right. Outstanding. Gonna do it again here. Oh, I need to put that color back and give it that stroke width of 1.2, which we're gonna set all of them anyway, so it's fine. And then same thing with this one. One more time. Shift select color. Go in here. And we could use this one and just move it. That'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and make another one just to be on the safe side. Break that node. Move that node away. Move that node in. Want it to overlap for sure. Same thing down here. Double click. Break. One do we have? Good. Move that up. And we want to make sure that that corresponds to the fill. Delete that. Delete that. And good. Back to black. 1.2. Outstanding. All right, that should be it. Make sure we have nothing hidden. Dude, we're almost done. Cool beans. Now, all of these, every one of these are stroke. So I can select every one of them just by selecting that top level group node. Let's go to this stroke style, and we're going to select 1.2 on all of them. So everything is now 1.2. Okay, do I want, yes I do. I do want to do that with this one. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to break that node right there. We want to do the same thing with this because it's going to look a little weird overlapping like it is. So let's do that with this one. All right, delete that and that. Okay. Now that's better. Now that's better. Okay. Like it. Like it. So that should be also a 1.2. Yep. And you can set that a little wider. You can set that to a 1.5. It'd be fine. Try not to go less than 1. We want at least a 1 mil width of satin stitch when we get done. So yeah. Now, again, we can select all of these by selecting that top level node. We're going to go into extensions, inkstitch, tool, satin, convert line to satin. And it's going to convert all of those to satin. Now, these two are going to remain separate. Everything else is going to be auto-routed. So, figure out which one these two are. That's the bottom one, and that's the next one. Awesome. So we're going to select all of the rest and get rid of node tools. And then extensions, inkstitch, tools, satin, auto-route satin columns. Leave all of these unchecked and hit apply. Sweet. All right. Coming together nicely. Now, the next thing we want to do is make sure that this all stitches out nicely. So we're going to go back to our layers and select that first my G1, my satin layer. Go into extensions, inkstitch, go tools, satin. Nope, that ain't right. Inkstitch, params. This is all satin, so we're gonna change the satin param here. We're going to do, let's see, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tighten up the stitch just a little bit. So I'm gonna set zigzag peak to peak. We're gonna set that to, instead of 0.4, we're gonna set that to a 0.37, 36, 35, something like that. It's just gonna tighten that up just a little bit. Make it look a little bit more solid, I guess, is for lack of a better word. Pull comp, I want a pull comp of 0.2. That just ever so slightly widens it so that the pull effect on fabric is negated. This is going to change a little bit depending on what you're stitching it on. It changes according to size. So the smaller your satin stitch column is, the smaller this number needs to be, because it makes a big difference on a smaller scale. Everything else in here I think is good. And I think everything else, let's see, let's apply and quit. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to select, we're going to open that up. So we're going to select those two eyeballs. They're going to stitch first. And then after those two, I'm going to go back to params. Just on those two 2 eye slits. I'm going to scroll all the way down. We're going to select trim after, so that somebody gets this that's stitching it on a device that will recognize this. It'll trim for them. So everything else is a different color except for the white to white. And now we're going to work on the fill. The only thing that I can think of, except for the white and white, so after this white goes to that white. Oh, see that? I don't like that. That was supposed to flatten. Why did it not flatten? So I'm going to select that. I'm going to select that. Nope, not going to let me do it. Let's try flatten again. Why did it not do it? Path, flatten. Okay, now it's flattened. I don't know why it didn't work before. Huh. That is interesting. Anyway, that's what flatten does. It cut all of this. It made it a flat image. It's not looping down anymore. So it worked after the fact. I don't know, that was weird. But anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. White and white. So let's do, after this one, let's go into extensions, inkstitch, params, and trim after. Hit apply and quit. And then select all of them, and we're going to change the params on all of them just a little bit. And the fill underline, I usually set a little higher than default. So max stitch row spacing, that's the one I want. I'm going to set that to 1. It's just something I do. You don't have to do it. It's going to make it just ever so slightly less dense. Let's see what 3 looks like. That's 3 millimeters apart on the underfill. That's better. Okay, I like that better. And then on the overstitch, I don't think there's anything I'm going to change. Yep, I think we're done. And apply and quit. Now let's look. We're going to select the top layer, and then extensions, ink stitch. We're going to visualize and simulate. Let's see what we got. It should be done. Outstanding. That's it. We now have a smiley face digitized. And then we're also going to do extensions, ink stitch. Which one is it? Stitch plan preview. Never can remember that. Move stitch plan beside canvas. Visibility unchanged. Render mode realistic. Let's go realistic view, not high quality. Hit apply, and that's going to give us our realistic preview. Hit close, and there's our realistic preview. It's cute. Ever so cute. Alrighty, that's it. We are done. And that took roughly about 30 minutes to digitize that. It's pre-made SVG from freesvg.org. I hope you liked this video. If you made it all the way to the end, please do the YouTube button thingies like everybody else asked you to. I'm asking you to also. It helps out. But other than that, I mean, just like always, thanks for watching.